Ever feel like your jealousy is driving a wedge between you and your spouse, even though you hate that it's happening? Hey, I'm Michael Flynn, and welcome to Relationship Reset Academy, where we fix the stuff no one teaches you about marriage. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to shut down those creeping feelings of insecurity without pretending you're fine or bottling it up until you explode. Stick around till the end, because I'm sharing a mindset shift most couples never even consider, and it changes everything. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a trick to strengthen your marriage. All right, let's get into it. Jealousy, insecurity. Yeah, those two little monsters that creep in and suddenly you're checking your partner's phone, reading too much into that smile they gave a stranger, or wondering if you're still enough for them. Sound familiar? If so, don't beat yourself up. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're human. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to calm those feelings down and take back control without losing your mind or wrecking your marriage. I've spent over 10 years helping couples rebuild trust and confidence. And I can tell you this, jealousy and insecurity don't just go away on their own, but when you know what to do. You can actually turn them into opportunities to strengthen your connection. Let's break it down step by step. Step 1, call it out. All right, first things first, you've got to call it out. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do. When jealousy or insecurity pops up, your first instinct might be to hide it, push it down, or pretend like you're fine. But what happens? It builds, it simmers, and eventually it comes out sideways, in sarcasm, snapping, silence, or snooping. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's why step 1 is to call it what it is. Literally say to yourself, okay, I'm feeling jealous right now, or I can feel insecurity creeping in. When you do that, something powerful happens. You separate yourself from the feeling. It's no longer you. It's just a reaction, and reactions can be managed. When you call out, you take the emotion off autopilot and put it back into your hands. You're stepping out of that emotional fog and flipping the lights on. Jealousy loses half its power the moment you stop pretending it's not there. It thrives in the dark, but shrinks in the light. Now, this doesn't mean you have to announce it to your partner in the middle of a tense moment like, hey, I'm jealous right now. Unless you feel safe to. But you need to know it for yourself. You can't fix what you won't face. And when you start facing these feelings, they stop controlling you. So the next time that knot shows up in your stomach, where you feel that little sting when your partner mentions someone else, don't deny it. Don't shame yourself for it. Just call it what it is. This is jealousy. This is insecurity. And I'm allowed to feel it, but I don't have to let it run the show. That's the start of real change. Step 2, check the story you're telling yourself. Okay, now let's talk about that voice in your head. You know the one. The one that whispers all the worst-case scenarios and convinces you that they must be true. This is where insecurity gets sneaky. You might be feeling jealous, but underneath that feeling is usually a story you've been telling yourself, a script that's running in the background. They probably don't find me attractive anymore. They're comparing me to someone else. If they're texting someone and smiling, it can't be innocent. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. Most of the time, these stories are based on fear, not facts. So, I want you to hit pause and ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself right now? And then follow it up with, do I have real evidence for this? Or, is this my fear talking? Because your thoughts aren't always telling you the truth. They're just trying to protect you. But in trying to protect you, they can create tension where it doesn't need to exist. They can build an entire soap opera out of one random glance or a delayed text. You've got to challenge those stories, like a lawyer cross-examining a witness. Ask, what's the full picture? Not just the worst part your mind zoomed in on. And here's the kicker. Once you start catching those stories in real time, you'll begin to see how often they're just noise. They don't mean your relationship is broken. They mean your brain is trying to feel safe. So next time you feel that rush of insecurity, slow down. Get curious. And remind yourself that you're not here to live by fear-based fiction. By the way, if you want to go even deeper into rewriting those inner scripts and breaking the cycle for good, check out romancedictionary.com/marriage. It's got resources to help you master this mindset shift and build rock-solid confidence from the inside out. The link is in the pop-up here and in the description below. Step 3. Get clear on your triggers. All right, let's get into something most people skip: your triggers. Triggers are the things that set off your jealousy or insecurity like a fire alarm. And here's the thing: most people don't even realize what's setting them off. They just feel the wave of emotion, react, and repeat the cycle. But if you want real control, you have to know your patterns. Start paying attention to the moments that send you spiraling. Is it when your partner mentions a certain friend? When they get quiet around you? When they spend time on their phone at night? Be honest about it, not to blame them, but to understand you. I always say, your triggers are not the enemy. They're just little signs pointing to something deeper: a need, a fear, or a past experience that hasn't been fully worked through. So instead of just reacting, start documenting. Seriously, pull out a notes app or a journal and write down, what triggered me? What did I feel? What was I afraid of in that moment? You'll start to see patterns. And when you see the patterns, you gain power. Here's a mindset shift for you. Triggers aren't weakness, they're data. And when you collect the data, you can start making new choices. You can talk to your partner differently. You can communicate needs instead of defensiveness. You can stop making every situation about rejection and start making it about clarity and connection. This one practice alone can save you from months, even years, of repeated fights and silent assumptions. So don't skip it. Pay attention to your reactions. Your future self will thank you. Step 4. Build your self-worth daily. Jealousy has a best friend, and its name is low self-worth. I've seen it again and again. The less confident you feel in yourself, the more you start looking at everyone else as competition. Suddenly, your partner smiling at someone becomes a threat. Why? Because deep down, part of you feels replaceable, unworthy, not enough. Let's stop that narrative right now. If you want to stop feeling jealous, you got to start feeling strong in yourself. Not just as a partner, but as a whole, powerful human being. You have to remember your value, and not in a fluffy, motivational quote kind of way, but in real life. Start by doing something every single day that reminds you who the hell you are. It could be working toward a personal goal, dressing up for yourself, journaling about what you've overcome, setting a boundary, learning something new, or just giving yourself credit for not giving up. You don't build confidence by staring at the mirror, waiting to feel better. You build it through small wins every single day. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being proud of the way you show up, even when it's messy. So here's your challenge. Pick one thing a day that reinforces your worth. Stack those small wins. You'll start walking different, talking different, and, most importantly, reacting different when those old jealous thoughts come knocking. Because when you know what you bring to the table, you stop worrying about someone else sitting there too. Step 5. Talk to your partner calmly. Let's be real. This part can feel awkward. But if something's been sitting heavy in your chest, you have to talk about it. And I'm not talking about dumping all your emotions in the heat of the moment. That usually ends in defensiveness or shutdown. I'm talking about having a calm, honest, no-blame conversation where your goal isn't to win, it's to connect. You can start simple. Hey, there's something I've been feeling that I'd like to share with you. Not to make a big deal out of it, but just so we can stay close. Then talk about the feeling, not the accusation. Not, you're always on your phone. Who are you texting? But sometimes when you're really quiet and on your phone a lot, I start to feel a little disconnected and my mind goes to weird places. See the difference? It's about inviting your partner in, not pushing them away. Most people don't respond well to being attacked, but they will respond to honesty if it feels safe and respectful. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. It builds emotional safety. It builds trust. And it reminds both of you that you're on the same team. And look, if talking like this feels scary or new, that's okay. Growth is uncomfortable at first. But if you need help figuring out how to open up without causing a fight, go take a look at romancedictionary.com/marriage. There's a lot there that can help you master communication without fear or frustration. So don't hold it all in. Speak up with love. Your marriage deserves that level of honesty and care. You're not alone in this. Every strong couple I've worked with has dealt with jealousy and insecurity at some point. It's not the end of the road. It's just a signal that there's something to be looked at, not feared. And the good news? You've already taken the first step by being here. Stick with me. And if you're serious about creating a more secure, confident version of yourself and your marriage, go check out the tools waiting for you at romancedictionary.com/marriage. They're designed for people just like you who are ready for real change. The link is in the pop-up here and in the description below. All right, if this video hit home, drop a comment and let me know what's one thing you're going to start doing differently this week. I read every single one. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and binge a few more videos on the channel, especially the ones on building trust and emotional safety. They'll help you keep the momentum going. Thanks for hanging out with me here at Relationship Reset Academy. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, you've got what it takes to rewrite your relationship, one powerful shift at a time. Peace.